everybody, welcome to the 7 Squared CEO Spotlight. And what we do is we highlight successful entrepreneurs and CEOs who have taken their businesses to the next level. And today I have a good friend with me, Clifton. Cliff, how's it going?
I'm doing great, Tyrus. How are you?
I'm doing well. And so the purpose of this, Cliff, is just to highlight really one of those major challenges that you had in your business and what you did to overcome it. But before you do that, just introduce for people who don't know you or may not know you, introduce yourself in your own words. Who are you and what do you do?
Sure. My name is Clifton Mbanugo, and I own and run a web development agency called Clifton Creative Web. I'm the owner and founder of that agency. And basically, what we do is we specialize in helping businesses harness the power of the internet to acquire more customers, provide online communication, and streamline their business processes where possible. Another thing that we do is we help them build beautiful and effective websites so they can have a powerful web presence online. And
Excellent.
yeah,
Excellent. So, talk to us about a challenge that you faced in your business and then your solution or what you did to overcome that challenge. Something practical, something that people can go home and whatever their business is, they may be able to just apply it immediately.
sure. I think the best example of that would be, um, when I first started my business, I actually started it as a solopreneur. So it was just myself, literally in my master bedroom, and I had the idea of creating a online service that would help small businesses. Now, this is about 10 years ago. So back then, it really wasn't as prominent as it is now. But back then, I just had the idea that I would create a platform, and on this platform, people would jump on, put their business information on there, and then I would do the promoting online on that specific platform. And it was a great idea. Matter of fact, when I stepped out and started marketing it to the businesses, and I did it on my own, I went business to business and told them about my platform. A lot of people were not a lot of people didn't jump on it right away, and didn't really believe that much in the internet and how it would work and so on. And so I had to come back and really look at how I was pitching it. I was pitching it at, hey, I will help you get customers online. So because nobody was signing up, I went back to those people and I said, hey, what if I guaranteed you customers? I guarantee you 6 customers or your money back. And when I did that, then I got a flood of business.
Right. That
And
guarantee.
right, I got a flood of business. Everybody signed up. But what I quickly realized is that what was really easy to do for one or two businesses was nearly impossible for me to do for 10 or 20. And I was working pretty much 25 hours of the day, 8 days a week, if that's even possible. There's no sleeping, and I was making money, but it wasn't really that great money. The money wasn't justifying the time, and I realized that no matter how much money I got paid to do it, it never would actually justify it eating up all my time, because I had a family and I had a life, and in all practical senses of the word, that whole process almost killed me. So
Wow.
what I did was I actually had to sort of step back and think about a different way of doing the business. And what I thought of was, well, I went back and I looked at all my customers, from the ones who said no to all the ones that said yes, and the transition from when they said no to yes. And what I noticed, that all the ones that said no, a lot of them asked me this one question. They said, hey, I like the idea of what you're saying, but could you do it on my website instead of doing it on your platform? And at the time, I didn't really want to do it on their website. I really wanted to do it on mine so that I could hold all the information, all the proprietary systems I was using. And so I went back and I kind of re-examined that. And I realized that, number one, if I built it on their platform, on their website, it would actually take all the burden off of me having to do all the management on mine. And that's where Clifton Creative Web came from. Was so many people wanted me to build them websites that did this work, that I said, okay, I'm going to start Clifton Creative Web, separated from the other company, which was Bay Area Commerce at the time. And I started building these marketing websites for small businesses. And that alleviated a lot of the pain, because I could just build a website, put in all the systems, and hand it over to them with just a little bit of training, and they
Right.
were off and running, and I was able to breathe a little bit. Well, about a few months later, I encountered the same issue, meaning a lot more people wanted these systems. and I was still the only solo person doing the work. And that's when I realized that I really needed to bring on some other people to really help me do the work. And I started doing that. I started reading some books, started talking to some people who are already scaling their companies as well. And so the first challenge was bringing on someone who could take on parts. And I made mistakes in those processes. I initially brought on a person to take on everything,
Yeah.
and that didn't work out very well. So I then learned. I came back. I said, oh, maybe if I break this up into 5 or 6 pieces, I have bring on one person to take on one piece, and maybe the other five I'll do, and then bring on another person, bring on and take on another piece. And what I realized is that my work actually breaks down into about 3 pieces. I needed about 3 really good people in those areas, and so I brought on those people, and then we ended up having a really good, really well managed boutique firm that could actually serve people, provide services, and allow me to have a life. And that's how we overcame that challenge. And I'm still working on that process because as you start to scale more and more, add more products, you realize now, okay, I've added more products. Maybe we need another people. How do we break this product into another 3 or 4 segments and dedicate each segment to a qualified professional or a good person who could handle that and scale accordingly?
Wow, I love that because not only did you recognize at some point I got to build a team, I have to hire, I have to bring in additional people, you then found that I need to break it down and make it simple. And so, we talk about having your processes, having your procedures, how your business operates, your systems. You have to have that lined out first.
Yep.
Then you find the people that fit the right role. And that's another aspect. People love to hire somebody and expect them to do everything in the business, but you realize that, hey, that didn't quite work. So
No.
let me break it down and put the right person in the right role to do the job that they do. And that has helped you grow your business exponentially. And now, as a bonus, so guys, you take that information when you're ready to scale and grow, you have to hire a team, but hire the team the right way. And as a
Yes.
bonus, Clifton, I want you to tell the people because I know that you are at a place in your business to where now you're trying to, or you are working on building a course to show people how you did what you did, and you'll be launching that soon. So tell us a little bit about the reason why and how and what that looks like.
A reason why the course?
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to make the course because I know what it's like to build a business, and I'm sure you've experienced this too, Tyrus. Is you get to a certain point, maybe you're successful in the business, but if you look back, there are so many things that if you knew back then what you know now, you would do them a little bit differently,
Hmm.
right? I came to those realizations about scaling and hiring and so on by literally going through the fire of not doing it correctly initially. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create a course that would allow an entrepreneur or someone else, no matter where they are in the process, to be able to step in and look at what it actually takes to build something correctly. So if you're starting from the beginning, or if you're in the beginning stages, you can sort of avoid a lot of the landmines that I stepped on, right? And sort of make your decisions accordingly and build it correctly. So the way the course is actually going to work is actually going to progress them through some of the thinking behind it, some of the things that they need to consider, and how to be able to plan it out so that they could literally build a business that runs efficiently, but they're not doing all the work. Because the reason you're building a business, at least for me, is I built a business to be free, right? I built it
Right.
to have more time for whatever it is, to be more productive, create other things, or just have enjoy life. I didn't build it so that it could trap me in another hamster wheel.
Mm.
So the only way you can do that is you have to introduce leverage, and you have to start introducing leverage in the very beginning if you can, as quickly as you can. You want to start introducing that leverage into that building, and that leverage is bringing on people to do the parts, creating your operational manual, creating things, and documenting your operations as you go along, so that you can have something you can hand over to somebody and they could take that work and run with it while you go out and take on another part, and slowly start alleviating these pieces from your caseload, so that at a certain point you have a well-running team that's operating well, and you're no longer having to be tied to the business. You can take a vacation for a week and come back, and your business has not fallen apart, right? So it's very, very important. This is a course that I'm working on. Is some of it actually works almost in a story format, kind of like I did here. I tell the story of my business, every single portion where I made errors and made mistakes, and how I came back and corrected those mistakes and adjusted. And now another person following this course can do the same thing.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, I know that you're building it now, but how can people follow you? Where can they find you? So when it does launch and release, they can reach out to you.
Oh yeah, there's a number of ways to be able to follow me. Well, the first thing that I'd like to do is if you would like to be uh, if you would like to be notified when I release this course, it's very easy. Just send me an email to Clifton at cliftoncreativeweb.com and put in the subject line, notify me about your course. That's all you need to do. I'll be able to add you to a notification list, and I'll send out that list once that course is ready for you to sign up for.
I love it. Well, Clifton, thank you for coming in, dropping those gems, sharing with us some of your journey into your business. And remember, guys, the purpose of this is to be very short, to give you something that you can go and implement immediately in your business. And whether or not you're working on hiring that first individual or expanding your team, think about breaking down the duties and responsibilities and putting the right person in the right seat so you can grow the right way and not have to take steps back. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time.